Which brand has lost you as a customer? Bank of America. Their ATM was down, so I had to go in and deposit my check. Paid all of my bills and had pretty much no money. This was during college. And they hit me with a $10 service fee which overdrew my account. And then they charged me a $35 overdraft fee. So $45 I did not have because their machine was down. The person I talked to on the phone was a complete dick and I decided to get rid of my account right then and there. He then gave me an attitude about cancelling. Fuck that guy and fuck Bank of America. Bank of America. Finally quit them after being nickel and dimed continuous $12.35 fees for 20 years. Much happier with a financial institute that is both cheaper for me and ethically less shitty. Skullcandy. Their decent headphones are insanely overpriced and their cheap earbuds came apart in my ear and I had to go to the med center to have it all removed. Victoria's Secret. In my 20s everything I owned was from Versus. Over time I realized the quality was declining and the prices were absurd. I would have reactions to whatever they treated the fabric with and that was the last straw. I stopped buying from them. American Airlines. The explanation has been delayed for tomorrow or next year. IDK or fucking care. Movistar. Once they downgraded my phone on accident and later were unable to undo the downgrade because they can't replace a phone by another model and kept me waiting for 2 months until I said fuck it and bought another phone. Exxon still hasn't cleaned up Alaska after the oil spill. 30 years later. Progressive. A lawnmower hit my parked car during work last year and it was terrible dealing with Progressive. The claims agent I got stopped communicating with me after a certain point and I ended up having to hound the lawn mowing company's owner to pay for my car's repairs. Expedia. God help you if they ever make a mistake on your booking. Their entire customer service infrastructure is designed to stonewall and frustrate you until you give up, even when the problem is clearly their fault. Wells Fargo. Our first mortgage was through them. After a couple years I'd get a call on the 2nd of the month telling me my mortgage was due. I told them I had until the 15th. They told me that was a grace period and their investors preferred I pay on the 1st. I told them I would make sure I never paid it before the 15th ever again, and their investors could eat a bag of dicks. We paid the mortgage at 4:30 in the afternoon on the 15th, or closest prior weekday, for the next 5 years at the local branch, which was a half mile from the house. Good times. Spectrum. Worst customer service with a constant rising bill. Super dry because my friend and I were once at a snowboarding festival and they were giving out free stuff like snow goggles etc. But their reps wouldn't give anything to us because we didn't fit the look. Edit. I know I'm not entitled to anything. It wasn't about getting free stuff. It was the quite clear message of you're not good enough. Levy. Since they went public the quality has dropped considerably. Jiffy Lube. Dudes punctured my oil filter when they changed it. Eventually ran out of oil like 2 weeks later and made me drag their ass through claims court to pay for repair. Edit. Impromptu fuck Jiffy Lube thread. Edit 2. Man this company sucks. Edit 3. Never mentioning Jiffy Lube on Reddit again. I struck a nerve. Edit 4. PLS stop commenting. My place of work got rid of the employee discount and it was just demoralizing. So, not buying there I guess. Adobe. I never liked their subscription model and then when administering licenses, the keys themselves end up being corrupted and then you have to go through a tedious process to have them all corrected again. Submodels on popular software always suck. DoorDash after learning about the whole tipping situation. I will never buy Campbell's Chunky Soup ever again. When that brand was started I was hooked. I loved everything they made. They had this one that had like small little burger patties in it. Fucking delicious. I ate at least 1 can a week. It was my go-to lunch as an unattached young adult male. Then they changed the recipe. Their meat turned to shit. Every soup had a layer of grease on it. It was disgusting. I stopped buying their product and sent them an email about how they lost a lifelong customer. In their response back to me they apologized and gave me a gift to make up for it, a coupon to save 50 cents on a can of Campbell's soup. Wayfair. I was looking for a sectional and found one at a good price. The product page was a sectional. When I added it to my basket it was a sectional. When I paid for it my invoice said sectional. My confirmation email said it was a sectional. When I went to track the package, it magically turned into an ottoman. I called them and they said that they have to hold on to my money until the product was sent back to them. I understand that policy. However, they were the ones that messed up. They requested that I take a day off of work to accept the package. So there's more money gone. They also didn't honor the sectional price as the sale was over when I found out about the issue. This is the only time I ordered anything from them. TL. Doctor ordered a sectional and received an ottoman for the cost of a sectional. Wayfair declined to honor the sale price and held my money for 4 weeks until the ottoman arrived back to them. Sprint. Recovering from surgery. Sedated in a hospital. Over 8 years ago, I had a pre-smartphone and no data plan. Accidentally pushed some sort of internet button that literally brought up Sprint's homepage. When the $450 bill arrived they refused to budge. I was within the 45-day cancel for full refund stage. This was a 2-year contract for my family of 6. I returned the phones and cancelled the agreement, but they refused to waive the internet charge. After talking on the phone with an escalation call center for over 4 hours I agreed to pay, but vowed they would never see another penny from me. One of a very small number of companies with a lifetime blacklist. I've paid my replacement carrier nearly $20,000 in the meantime. If Sprint ever merges with my carrier, they've tried a few times now, I will leave. If I go to a prepaid network, I will research to make sure whatever I use is not a rented Sprint network. Not 1 penny. And I tell this story to anyone that will listen. Wells Fargo. They have annual scandals where they fuck over their customers. I've refused several lower interest rate mortgages from them by telling my broker that they are pieces of shit and to exclude any offer they make, regardless of how attractive it is. Edit. I suggest that you freeze your credit with all 3 credit bureaus. Basically the dumb fuck Wells Fargo workers will use your personal info to open accounts or credit cards or mortgage, or whatever the fuck their pathetic asses think will earn them extra commission. That way one of these dipshits will get denied, and the only way they can open an unauthorized account is by calling you to request you remove your security freeze. Let them know that you'd be happy to do so once they come by your house and suck your dick. Fucking AT&T. Radio Shack. DirectV is getting close. I like having DirectV. I especially liked how low my bill was for the last year. I got lucky, and I know this. Well, time came where this ran out, and I called to negotiate more deals. For months now, I have been told to call back in a couple weeks to see if anything else exists. The last 3 calls ended with a representative telling me my bill was going to be a certain price moving forward. However, I'm on bill number 3 since then, with the price hardly changing. I used to rave about their loyalty department, but it for sure is slipping lately. Kat Von D. Netgear. Buy one of their top-end routers, and when you need to update firmware, their automatic process corrupts on download ridiculously often, thus completely breaking it. Rather than fix it, or offer to replace or anything, they just say oh you should have done it manually, because that happens a lot. WTF kind of response is that? Ridiculous. KFC. After I got food poisoning so bad that I legit thought I was going to die. Levy. After they closed their last American factory in 2003 and moved entirely overseas to abuse the power of cheap labor, not only did their quality control decrease to nothing, but their prices skyrocketed. A pair of Levy today are nothing like the Levy 20 years ago. Tim Hortons. It is so fucking gross now. Stale donuts, nasty coffee and stupid menu at changes every couple months. I'm not kidding. They literally have a hot dog breakfast sandwich. They need to go back to the menu like 15 years ago. I know they're bought out by the Burger King company and start making things in-house again. They jumped on the Beyond Meat burger trend a couple months ago. But why would you buy a burger at Tim Hortons of all places when you could go to a burger place to get one fresh? They jump on a vegan/veg meat trend, but blatantly ignore people asking for dairy-free options on social media. or they tell them to ask for it at their local location, which goes nowhere. Of course they try to blame millennials, but I think every generation is sick of the shitty quality now. Basically them being bought out ruined them. Edit. I am happy so many Canadians agree and are speaking the truth. We know what we like. And shitty coffee and forced representations, I snowed it. Edit 2. Tim Horton reps. Stop downvoting the honest answers. Yeah, done fucked up. Accept your fate, you hoser. This is a joke on the obvious Canadian importance. Edit 3. Let me say this once. Grilled cheese. But they put cheese on the outside of the sandwich? I wish I was joking. And wow, calm down. Who knew calling out Tim Hortons would result in so much anger? Edit 4. Apparently edits are cancer in the Reddit community. But some of the PMs I received in regards to working for Tim Hortons and the terrible job experiences are pretty astounding. It is disheartening to hear it is just not about the quality of products.